Plus, your smartphone getting a little smarter, maybe too much smarter, some argue. Apple is putting AI right in our pocket. The company now bringing AI-generated emojis to your devices. It also announced that Siri will be able to have more in-depth conversations. Apple's CEO says this new software goes beyond AI. He calls it, quote, personal intelligence.
A new report shows that crime is crumbling across the country. The FBI just released data showing violent crime dropping by 15%, murders dropping by 26%. This all happening in the first 3 months of this year. Attorney General Merrick Garland calling the numbers historic.
A picture can say 1,000 words. The Princess of Wales is back in the public eye just months after opening up about her cancer treatment, why she chose now to make an appearance. And coming up in the next hour, a controversial call in yesterday's WNBA game, how the league's most popular rookies are reacting to the flagrant foul.
3 Sky players coming over.
And from on the ice to in the ocean, the Stanley Cup is going for a celebratory swim. The Florida Panthers taking their excitement to the Atlantic, and fans are right there with them. Monday's win making franchise history as the team's first Stanley Cup victory.
Thank you. Now, half the battle of watching a movie is just trying to pick one out ahead, the franchise worth revisiting, and why one actress says the cast feels more like a family than business. And a trip to the pool, of course, a summer staple, but it can turn dangerous in the blink of an eye. How a beloved theme park is keeping kids safe during the world's largest swimming lesson. Embracing our differences can make us stronger, especially for those in the LGBTQ+ community. How one nonprofit is creating visibility through volunteering.
We just keep cooking this story. 51 hot dogs. That is how many francs it took for Miki Sudo to defend her women's title at this year's Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. This marks her 10th win. She broke the women's world record and her own personal best. Sudo winning in a landslide, eating 14 more dogs than the person in second place. She's going to be joining us later this morning at 10:30 Eastern to talk about her historic victory and what's next in her competitive eating career.
That's a lot.
Good for you, Mickey.
She's so tiny. Where does she put it?
Trademarked and copyrighted so I can get some money out of this breakfast hot dog craze.
Well, over on the men's side, Joey Chestnut, he's old news. Patrick Bertoletti took home the envied mustard belt. He had a stomach-turning 58 hot dogs in 10 minutes. This was his 9th attempt and his first win ever.
Wow. She ate almost as many as he did.
All right, but of course it was weird yesterday because there was a familiar face missing from Coney Island. 16-time champ Joey Chestnut, now a household name thanks to this exact thing. He was at a very different competition 2,000 miles away.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Wow. After being banned from Nathan's competition because of a sponsorship dispute, well, Chestnut took his talents to a military base in El Paso, Texas, attempting to beat the combined hot dogs eaten by 4 soldiers.
Oh, my gosh.
But the soldiers, they came up short. They wolfed down 49 francs altogether. Chestnut, 57.
What?
That is just one less than the Nathan's winner. But Chestnut did it in 5 minutes. Half the time of Nathan's competition.
Did somebody have a sling on? How do you, they are just like one hand? All right, well, let's keep with the hot dog theme then.
Yes.
How about
25, I'm nauseated.
How about this one? Hot dogs weren't the only subject of food competitions. Maybe this will make you feel a little better. Another 4th of July favorite, lemonade, took the Nathan's stage. So before the hot dogs began flying, Eric Badlands chugged a full gallon in merely 21 seconds, smashing the world record. What? It's now his 4th straight win in the event. He's 55 years old and known for his YouTube channel where he downs soda. So I guess this goes down better a little bit than soda, but
a gallon of lemonade in 21 seconds.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, gamblers had a riot with last night's presidential debate and what would be talked about.
Yeah.
There was bingo cards, all kinds of stuff.
There always are, right? But this one, you'd be wasted before even halfway through.
Please. Bet Online pretty much accepted wages on some interesting things.
Yeah, so people put money on the number of times Biden said folks and how many times Trump said stolen or rigged. Also, the number of non-facts from either candidate. And funny enough, bets, that's what I'm saying, be wasted or really rich or really poor. Bets were placed on if Taylor Swift would be brought up at all.
That's so sad. Welcome back to Morning Rush. Probably even more debatable is the style that you prefer for your hot dog more than anything else on this 4th of July. Google Trends found some of the more interesting regional differences across the U.S. In Alaska, for instance, reindeer hot dogs were highly searched ahead of the holiday. Oklahomans looked up meatless hot dogs, and in Maine, it's the traditional red snapper dog, which has a bright red color. Hawaii has the dirty water hot dog, boiled in spices.
Yes.
And 6 states are fans of the Korean hot dog. I've never had that.
All right, let's get to some of the other headlines that we are following this morning. Buckingham Palace says the sister of King Charles III, Princess Anne, is recovering in the hospital today. The 73-year-old suffered a concussion and minor injuries from an incident at her estate on Sunday. A source tells CNN Princess Anne hurt her head while walking in her home.
No one likes an unwanted guest, especially when there's thousands of
Tens of thousands of them. This is a viral infestation that's causing a buzz. Take a look here. If you're afraid of bees, you might want to brace yourself for this one. A homeowner in Scotland found 180,000 bees in their guest room ceiling. You can just see how big the mess was there. It's likely 3 colonies that were there for multiple years. The homeowner called the beekeeper after his grandkids said, "Hey, I hear some buzzing sounds." Luckily, all the insects were put into new hives. They are all going to be safe and sound. But can you imagine